All right. How are we going to do this? We know where we're going. You know who I am. I will learn who you are. Right now, you're just a number, but you will become a human being to you, and I will quietly cry next May 27th, 2022, when you guys leave and never come back, and that's okay. That's life. So I understand after all these years, that's what it's like. Now, how are we going to get there? How are we going to get to May 27th and completely prepare you for life in Spanish 2 in fall of 22? Um, we're going to use active class presentation. That's my job. We will also use quiet time in which you work in class on various activities, some paper, some digital. The digital environments that we will use include, and I will read the list because it's not short anymore. We will probably use Screencastify to have you upload things, and you will be uploading them in such a way that I am only one that can see them. And then I will ask you if I can share your video in some cases that might be appropriate. Um, but I will always ask you if you are willing to have your video shared with the class or with multiple other classes. So that's Screencastify. Your Chromebook is able to do that. Use Screencastify, and also a lot of people just prefer to use it on their phone. Vocaroo, if you're familiar with Vocaroo, that's just straight audio recording. That's not as efficient for me, so we may not use it much this year. But last year, for example, it was quite useful. Quia.com, Quia.com. We will probably use that, but we may not. They have gotten a little old, and some of their way that they operate. Anyway, Quia.com. I have my doubts about them, but yes, the ones we will use extensively outside of paper and Screencastify. We will use Quizlet a lot, and we will use quizzes. This is quizzes, and we will use that a lot. Quizzes has kept up. They are working hard day and night, and they are increasing their usefulness and their usability as a learning environment. So those 5. We will do free writes in class. They will be guided. They will always be based on things that I've presented. So it behooves you to pay attention to know what's going on. We will also have in-class practice. Sometimes it's literally just going to be a fill-in-the-blank sheet. That's still a valid activity. It has always been a valid activity. It kind of became what every teacher did forever, and fill in the blank is not always what needs to be done, but it has its place. But in-class practice on paper can be very useful. I always like to see people writing things down, because if you write things down, you will remember them more. So I always like to see people taking notes. We will also use whiteboards and markers. Then I can know instantly. You can write it down, flip it around based on what I've told you or what you hear or what you see on my board. And then I'll know, yes, the person understands. They know this, especially for writing things. For example, is the word agarrar, 1 R or 2 R's in the middle. And if you write it down, I'll know right away if you know it or not. And I'll be able to correct it, and then you can get it right. And generally, the nice thing about that is that very few people, other than yourself and me, see it. Because you just write it down and then flip it around, and nobody's looking at yours. So it's kind of a semi-private thing, and it's super fast. That's what's great also. We will also have in-class speaking, but as a group mostly. Our presentations will be done this year from now on. I am eager to see how in-class work can be converted over to Screencastify. I'm very eager for that. During the day, we will be doing a very specific thing every day, because some things can just be naturally done real fast, and so we'll have a beginning few minutes in which we do something very consistent, and there will be a pattern, and you can get adjusted very quickly to that. And if you're paying attention and reading and picking it up, you do have to pay attention. You can't just be randomly, distracted, but you can learn a lot in my class. I will give you every opportunity to learn a lot.